Hello, my friends, and welcome to Kitsune Readings, where your questions find answers.
Hello my friends, Ryu here, and today we're going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, released in 1991. This game actually was released in America before it was released in Japan, which is a surprise. Sonic the Hedgehog was actually intended to win over Western audiences. And the CEO of Sega at the time felt that this would resonate more with a younger audience, and that it would give Sega, at least in America, an edge over Nintendo. This was made by the Sonic team, of course. And what makes it interesting and rare, in that case, is there aren't very many games that were developed and released in the United States before they were released in Japan. It's very surprising to learn that this came out before then. Now, there was a promo comic that came from Blockbuster when you rented the game from them, right? So, there was a completely different origin story to Sonic the Hedgehog, and that most are not familiar with. So, in the original story, Sonic got changed by the Chaos Emeralds, and he turned blue and got his super speed from an accident, but was himself originally a brown hedgehog. And Dr. Robotnik was called something else, but he changed into the form we know him today after he got corrupted by the energy of the emeralds. Now, I guess in modern lore, the 7th emerald is missing in this game, so there's no Golden Sonic, there's no Spin Dash. You'd have to press down to roll. And because there's only 6 emeralds, not 7, there's no super form yet. Because I guess in the lore and timeline that they changed it to, the 7th one is actually missing right now. So if you get all 6, you get a special ending sequence, which I will show you. I'm playing this on the Sega Genesis Classics on the Nintendo Switch right now. It's wild to think about how different the lore of the first game is versus the later titles. You get 50 rings, hit the sign, and go to the bonus stage like so. The bonus stages were pretty difficult and pretty wild to see back then. The game was very bright and colorful. And was really meant to compete with Nintendo's Mario. And give Sega, of course, an edge in the Western market. Which is pretty fascinating to learn, because I didn't know that. Whoops. Ah, that sucks. So, what we're gonna do here is we'll just load the game. Final zone. We got 10 lives. Let's do this. Now you don't get any rings in this area. And you have to dodge Robotnik. is in this giant crusher machine. Traditionally, if I remember correctly, we have to hit him 8 times before he's done. But I already have all the Chaos Emeralds on this save, so you'll see the special ending. Oh, missed him. Oh, oof, that was lucky. I almost got crushed. Talk about a close call. Oh, dang, I keep hitting the wrong side. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. The fact that you can hit him after you're done is pretty funny. There's the Chaos Emeralds. Now you get the bad ending if you don't collect all the emeralds. And when he leaps out at the screen like that and stuff. That doesn't happen in the bad ending. I think they show all the different stages now. That's the Marble Zone. I love the music to this game too. This is the Spring Yard Zone. That's the Starlight Zone, I think. Yeah. One of my favorite zones in this game. The Scrap Brain Zone. Sonic also had 2 cartoon series that went on, too. One known as Sonic AM, or the Saturday morning one. The other one was kind of a silly one. Now you can see Robotnik there bouncing on the end sign. If you get the bad ending, he's at the end saying try again, juggling the leftover emeralds that you missed. This game was also meant to have speed and things like that, but don't get too excited. You don't want Sonic to run fast, because you'll run into obstacles and you'll die a lot. You can't really use his speed in a lot of the platforming levels this game has. The only place you can is the first level, meant to showcase how fast he can go, and that's about it. Any other level, his super speed is going to kill you. Because you won't be able to dodge the obstacles. You especially can't be using the speed in the marble zone, which is level 2. There we go. Got the blue emerald. The bonus stages are pretty interesting to see. This game sold 15 million units, which is pretty impressive. It was also a pack-in game for the Sega Genesis in the year that it released also, which really boosted the game's sales. So if you have a Sonic cartridge that says not for resale, then you have the special promo cartridge. Oh, we missed the giant ring. The 3D looking ring spinning was pretty interesting effect for this game as well. The leap from 8-bit to 16 bits was pretty huge. We had larger sprites, faster games. The games looked better, sounded better. It was such an amazing leap of technology. Now, the Sega Genesis actually first released in 1989, predating the Super Nintendo by like 2 years. Because the Super Nintendo came out in 1991, I believe. At least predating the Super Nintendo by a year, in the very least. Now, this game was showcased alongside Super Mario World, which was also coming out as well at one of the game shows. And the rivalry was pretty intense then. And they were arguing this game looks way better, and kids are gonna be way more into Sonic the Hedgehog than Super Mario World. Which may not have been true, but was a gnarly claim. Sonic was certainly very popular. I mean, 15 units sold is pretty impressive for that time. This was before internet. Internet was used in the military, but really wasn't used commercially by the general public until the mid to late 90s. And this is the marble zone that we talked about, right? So you need to be really careful here, like that. You can't really use Sonic's speed, because you will die. I guess there's some really like Super Balls pro players out there that can, but my experience, you don't want to do that. Especially if you need your rings to get the bonus stages because you're going for all the emeralds. Which you don't really need to do. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that because it'll make the game far less enjoyable and very stressful. Getting the emeralds is a huge pain. Even in the later games, it's just a huge pain. Show you some of the Sonic secrets. So you can't just straight up run across there. Here's one of them. Yeah, extra life. Probably not gonna beat the second Chaos Emerald stage because of how hard it is. Or the next stage for the emeralds, I should say. There we go. Ah, we beat it. How about that? That's emerald number 2. We got the blue and yellow one now. And we gotta continue. Awesome. Now back before save states, those continues were really important. Because your game over was a game over. Back in these days, we didn't have save states. We had to beat our games on a limited number of lives and or continues, and sometimes we didn't even get those. We basically had to beat the whole game all in one shot. That is exactly why you don't use Sonic Super Speed. And like, you have to wait pretty much for the stone block here, so... Oh, it sucked. Oh, frick. Man, I'm doing terrible. Whoa. Almost missed this again. Now there's a secret area here, too. But it will cost you quite a bit of time to get it. Now the lava spouts don't appear on your way back over. There's no special shields or anything in this one either. The special shields come in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and not in the first two games. Oh yeah, invincibility. Oh, dead. But anyway, this was a brief look at Sonic the Hedgehog, the first game in the series. Very iconic, well-known Sega game. And the differences between this one and the later games are also pretty interesting. The lore of how Sonic became Sonic and why Dr. Robotnik exists. You probably know him more as Eggman today, but Robotnik is how I know him, so that's what I call him. Completely different lore compared to what we have now. Anyway, that's all the time I have for today, my friends. I believe in you. You can and you will achieve your dreams, my friends. And I will see you all again very soon. Have a great day.